Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of AEW's Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Today, we're going to talk about all the AEW stuff from this past week. Also, the Ring of Honor stuff that happened last night on Thursday. I'm going to give you a preview of tonight's Rampage and next week's shows. But before that, I just want to get some quick news very quick. So, AEW announced that they'll return to Canada later this year with 6 shows, including the second annual Forbidden Door. So Forbidden Door will be held from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto on Saturday, June 25th. And then on Wednesday, June 28th, so the Dynamite Rampage after Forbidden Door, you'll be at the First Ontario Center in Hamilton. And then the following week, they'll go to Edmonton, Alberta at the Rogers Place for Dynamite Rampage. And then on July 12th, they'll be in Saskatoon at the Saskatchewan Center. And then they'll host Rampage in Regina, Saskatchewan at the Brandon Center. And also on Saturday, July 15th, they'll hold a Hell's Rules event at the Saddle Dome in Calgary, Alberta, which is basically their house show. So that was the only news. So let's get down to AEW Dark Elevation from Monday, March 13th. So we kick it off with Emi Sakura going on with Sarah. So Sakura with a quick lockup and some chops to Sarah before Sarah for console around, and Emi avoids the lockup, but Sarah lands a chop and short block. But Emi bounces up and tosses out instead of the Romero special. Sakura plays with the crowd and Sarah before chopper in the corner. Sarah fires by chops her own, but Emi's impressed, so Sarah plants with a DDT. Then a crossbody top rope gets a 2 count. Sakura boss suplex and hits the reveling dervish. Did a corner crossbody and Kabashi chops in the corner. Scoop slam, and then moonsault for the quick win at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Fun little opener. I give it 5 out of 10. Then our second match, we have Jake Hager with Levi Shapiro. So Matt starts with a lockup before Jake Hager hits a mat return. Levi avoids a lockup and he struts. So Hager shoves him in the corner, hits punches to the body and head. Then he plays with the crowd. We were live from Sacramento, California for this elevation. Sapporo fires him with strikes, but Jake Hager hits him with a rock bottom and then the arm triangle choke for the submission win at a minute 54. I give it 2 out of 10. And then we go to our third match. We have Marina Shafir go with Mighty Mara. So Shafir shoves Mara around and goes after the arm, but Mighty avoids a knee but has a kick caught. Then Shafir slips on a scoop slam encounter. Shafir winds up, ties Mara down, and try to reset things, hit the body blow before a trip over the foot sweep. Judo hip toss from Shafir as she hit an eat a counter. Try again, this time Mara hits a draw kick. Shafir has enough of this, holds Mara into her shoulders and locks in a neck crank for another submission win at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I give it 2 out of 10. This was kind of sloppy between those two. Then our fourth match tonight, we got 1/3 of the Ring of Honor 6-man tag champs. Brian Cage going with Jack Cartwheel. If you know Jack, he wrestles for AAA and GCW. So Brian Cage immediately snaps Cartwheel down and then lays in strikes, but Cartwheel starts avoiding Cage for a hitting kick of his own. Cartwheel does some gymnastics, but he hits a hurricanrana to Cage on the ring, sets up a dive on the floor. Cage fires up by F5 and him onto the apron. He tosses Cartwheel into a barricade a couple of times. Then he gets him back in the ring, hits a curls with the fallaway slam. Cartwheel flips over German suplex, lands a drop for hitting the ropes to land a kick. Now Cartwheel sweeps the legs, follow an elbow drop coming to the ring. Cartwheel goes up top, tries for a Molly go round, but got caught in a sail powerbomb for a 2 count. That was actually a cool spot. Cage wants to put this match to bed, tries to go for the grill job, but Cartwheel avoids it. He hits a crucifix drive for a 2 count. Cartwheel goes to the top rope, goes for the black arrow, but Cage moves out of the way. He lays him out with a lariat. This is lariat powerbomb, and then locks in the gorilla clutch for the submission win at 4 minutes and 39 seconds. I give this 6 out of 10. This is one of the best matches of the night. Then we go to our fifth match. We got the Butcher and the Blade in tag match against Medallas Creed and Vinny Mazzaro. Vinny Mazzaro, I seen him wrestle in West Coast Pro Wrestling. They're indies. So the Blade and Finney start the matchup. Blade has no time for Finney's shenanigans. They trade toss for Blade hits a shoulder block. They fall over a hip toss and Blade hits a knee and a snap suplex. Creed tags in and hits a kick. Runs into a kick and Blade hits a running chop. Butcher tags and hits a leg drop. Creed hits a draw kick, but Butcher fights back with a low cross body. Goes for the cover, but Finney breaks it up. So the Butcher clocks him and then tags out. Blade hits a stunner, clothesline, and then from the Butcher, and then drag the leg. That's their suplex powerbomb combination for the win at 2 minutes and 11 seconds. I give this 4 out of 10. Then our sixth match of the night, we have a Proving Ground match. Ring of Honor Women's Championship. I think it was Ender Mundi. So the very much for the program is she either has to get a win or has to last 10 minutes to get a title match. It's a Ring of Honor staple, so like I said, very much she either has to get the win or survive 10 minutes to get a shot at the women's title. Doesn't happen, spoiler alert. So Athena talks some trash, and Ender tries to fall few rolls for a series of 1 counts. Athena avoids a monkey flip and nails Ender with a right hand and some more strikes. Athena with 407 slam, Meteor, and then a spinning choke slam for the win at 2 minutes and 41 seconds. I give it 2 out of 10. Wasn't bad. Mundi does not, since Josh does not get a Ring of Honor women's title match. This is actually the first up 2 Broken Ground matches that Athena had this week, but I'll get to the Ring of Honor stuff after the AEW stuff. Then we go to our 7th match of the night, some tag team match. We had Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor up as friends. Go get Starboy Charlie and Odom May. I'm not 100% sure if I said that right, so I do apologize. So Beretta and Omley start this matchup. Beretta with a quick side headlock takeover and short block off the ropes. Omley fully Beretta for, but it hits a dropkick. Chuck Taylor wants in. Here comes Starboy Charlie. Charlie tries some chops, but Taylor no sells him. Then he chops him down. Starboy with a Manhattan drop, dropkick and a run shooting star press, but Taylor catches the run with a pop-up sit-out powerbomb. Trent takes back and Omla eats a Basilico knee from Beretta. Charlie takes a soul food into half Nelson suplex. They try to go for a strong zero, but Omla breaks up alone. Charlie hits a cold red on Beretta. Omla boots Taylor down as Charlie hits a shotgun dropkick. Then a second rope Phoenix splash for a 2 count. Olame tags back in, but Starboy Charlie gets laid with a close over by Beretta. Beretta hits a German suplex on the Omla. Taylor powerbombs Charlie onto him. Trent hits a Dude Buster. Taylor hits Charlie for the awful waffle to score the win at 4 minutes and 1 second. I give this 5 out of 10. This was a fun little tag team match. This was the second time we've seen Starboy Charlie on AEW television because he was on Rampage this past Friday in that quick loss to the Acclaim. Same with Jack Carro, who had a match with Cage earlier. We got our 8th and final match of the evening. We had the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. Devil gets the Wingmans, Brian and Peter Avalon. So Phoenix and Avalon kicks his match up. Phoenix with some quick outerbacks, and Avalon says he wanted Pentagon Jr., so Pentagon takes it, and immediately Avalon takes it Ryan Nemeth. Nemeth doesn't want anything, takes an Avalon, so Peter takes a sweet time getting into the ring, so Nemeth takes advantage with a cheap shot. Nemeth tosses Phoenix into the barricade. Nemeth takes back in. Pentagon kicks Nemeth, then super kicks Avalon. And then Slim Blade to Nemeth. Phoenix takes back in. Phoenix with a springboard crossbody to the Wingman. Lucha Bros with a double super kick. And then their assist splash for a 2 count. Then we have a super kick party. Nemeth hits a platinum DDT on Phoenix. Goes for the cover. Pentagon broke it up. Avalon says Pentagon, but Pentagon sweeps the legs in the ring post. Combination was big in fear factor from Pentagon to the Wingman to get the win at 4 minutes and 22 seconds. I can just match 5 out of 10. Give Lucha Bros a moment into their Reach for the Sky World Tag Team title match at Supercard Honor on March 31st. So 8 matches wasn't a bad episode. The only match I recommend checking out would be the Brian Cage Jack Cartwheel match. That's the only match I recommend checking out. So that was Dark from March 13th. Sorry, Elevation. Now we'll go to Dark from March 14th. So we start out with Dark Orders, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, go against the Outriders, Truth Magnum, and Turbo Floyd. So Silver and Magnum take turns flexing their biceps. Silver hits a short tie before Turbo Floyd takes it, and Silver's kick to Silver's midsection. Silver fires back with another short tie when Magnum takes back in. The Outriders look to double team on Silver, but Silver takes him down with a double short tackle. Outriders roll to the outside to regroup, but gets back in the ring with Floyd. Takes while the referee distracted. Magnum pulls Silver out of the ring as Floyd takes while the referee strike. Magnum pulls Silver out of the ring, and Floyd pretends Alex Reynolds hit him. Magnum gets back in, tosses Silver to the ring, beats down and takes him Floyd. Silver makes the hot take to Reynolds, who delivers back elbow and a pop-up knee strike to Floyd. He delivers a Tiger Driver and locks in a modified crossface, but Magnum saves his partner, breaks up the hole. Reynolds hits a boot, and Silver takes back in before Dark Order hits a double stomp DDT combination for the win at 5 minutes and 18 seconds. I give this 5 out of 10. Fun little opener kickoff Dark. And this episode actually had 5 matches, so it was actually pretty good. So our second match of the evening, we have Riho going with Diamante. Match starts with a lockup. They go back for submission holds before Riho hits a draw kick and a running knee. She follows it with a snap suplex, but Diamante fires back with a right hand and a draw kick sends Riho to the outside. She tosses Riho back inside, fires up Sarah Sun's back elbow. She hits a snap, but Riho delivers series of forearms. Diamante delivers into Riho's midsection, but Riho hits a Hurricane and a drop toe hold. This is Diamante to the ropes. Hits a kick, then sends the rope, hits a diamond cross body. Diamante gets the upper hand and beats down Riho. Then tosses her across the ring, delivers an uppercut. Riho locks up full Nelson, but Diamante breaks free and delivers a German suplex. Shikara's go for a second time, but Riho ropes right to double stomp. Follows up with a Norlight suplex, climbs back up and hits a double stomp for a 2 count. Diamante looks from us, but Riho manages to snap suplex and a running knee for the win at 7 minutes and 33 seconds. I give this one 6 out of 10. This was a fun match between those two. Then we go our third match with Trustbuster Sonny Kiss going with Terry Kidd. So the match starts with a lockup, but Sonny Kiss shoves Kidd into the corner, then delivers a clothesline, followed by split leg drop. Kiss goes for a cover, but Kidd kicks out too. Sonny sends Kidd to the top turnbuckle, face first at the back elbow, distracts the referee, so Slim J and GFK take some cheap shots at Terry from the outside. Sonny with a fish's forearm, but Kidd misses a kick to their face and a few right hands. Hits a suplex, but Kiss rakes the eyes while the referee's dry and hits the corkscrew kick for the win at 2 minutes and 58 seconds. I give this 4 out of 10. Then our fourth match, we have Julie Hart going on with Sylvie Lynn. So Hart stares down Lynn, then delivers a kick to her midsection and a right hand to her head, then delivers a stomp, breaks her eyes across the top rope. She delivers a close-up by Lynn, mid-ship chop toe hold. Hart whips Lynn into the corner and hits a thrust kick, standing moonsault. She goes for a cup, pulls Lynn up the up, and again, toying with her, hits a clothesline to the back, and then locks in Heartless for the submission win at 2 minutes and 39 seconds. I give this 4 out of 10. Then we go to our fifth and final match of the show. Action Andrade goes along with Lee Johnson. So Andrade and Johnson lock up, start the match off. Then they go back for a submission hold for Andrade, delivers an arm drag and a drop kick. Johnson fires back with a chop, then sends Andrade into the corner. Andrade fires back with a hurricane and clotheslines Johnson to the outside. I don't know why I said Johnson to the outside, but Johnson gets back in the ring. Andrade runs the ropes, but Cole Card trips, looks at Travis as the referee. Lee Johnson distracting the referee Aubrey Edwards. Andrade rolls to the outside and chases Carr around the ring, gets back inside where Johnson hits a back elbow, fires a few cases, sends Andrade into the corner and shows off a couple push-ups, hits a suplex when Andrade fires back with a dragon series right hands, falls up with a backbreaker and a neck breaker, then gets Johnson off with his shoulders. Johnson escapes and Andrade hits a turner DT. He gets Johnson back up on his shoulders, but Johnson wants to escape and hit that break of his own. They exchange right hands, and when another before Johnson gets the upper hand and hits a pair of super kicks. Andrade hits a series of offense moves, looks for a springboard moonsault, but Johnson catches with a kick and a blue thunderbomb. So they both men go up on the top rope before Andrade hits a superplex. Lee rolls to the outside and Andrade hits him with a tope suicida. Carter tries to attack him, but Andrade lays him out with a kick. Hits a springboard moonsault to Johnson, sets him back in the ring. Goes to go for the split leg moonsault, but Johnson rolls out of the way. Johnson looks to go flying himself, but Andrade catches him and gets him on his shoulders for hitting a neck breaker for the win at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. Easily longest match of the show. Best one of the night. I give this one 7 out of 10. I actually wouldn't mind these two running it back again. But yeah, so these 5 matches were supposed to be on last week's Dark, but for smart reasons it never happened. But they made it on this week's 5 matches. I'm actually glad it was actually a short episode. Easily the 2 matches I recommend checking will be the main event, Andrade versus Lee Johnson, and Riho versus Diamante. That's the only 2 I recommend checking out from that show. So that was AEW Dark. And now we'll go to Dynamite from Wednesday, March 15th from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada at the Canada Life Center. Excuse me. So we kick it off with rings filled balloons and streamers as our world champ MJF comes out for his bar mitzvah. We'll form bring down to the ring. Run away in Canada. MJF's show was way better than Bret Hart. Since that Judaism is the only religion that matters. And then the fans booed. MJF talks about turning 13 was Virginia's first bar mitzvah and becoming a man, and now to have a bar mitzvah since he retained his world title against Brian Dales in a Revolution. If you haven't seen that match, I recommend checking that out. That is an excellent match. And so now he comes up Iron Man. He goes for Pava Nagala to play as a bunch of guys right now with a chair. Start doing celebration chants, but you have to Jack Perry's music hits. And if I do butcher that song, I do apologize. So before Jack Perry can say a word, here comes David Guevara walks out. MJ wants to touch his cake. So as Guevara was about to talk, here comes Darby Allin, his end of the ring. MJF had another this and asked him what they want. All 3 said they want a world title match at the same time. Perry talks about when he fought MJF back at Double Nothing 2020 inside the Florida Heat for almost 20 minutes. That match was actually excellent. That was the first pay-per-view without fans. Sorry. MJF cheated and won and has handed every opportunity in the book, while Perry was wrestling the wrestler either at Dark on Dark in Jacksonville. Jungle Boy asked if MJF has ever wrestled on Dark. Dark Elevation or Rampage talks about how they all busted their asses while MJF did the same old bullcrap. Perry says everything results in MJF, which he agrees with. It says that's because he's actually a star. So Guevara says MJF talks too much like he's done his whole career, and he lied and cheated to get where he's at. Guevara said he had to grind in the Indies for 10 plus years and had to work at Whataburger and Subway. And when he got it, he was always supposed to be Inner Circle's job and bump guy, but he overcame everything. Guevara ends by saying whether anybody likes it or not, he'll be the AEW World Champion. MJF said that was cute, and everybody appreciates Guevara taking time with his backstage brawls, but Darby interrupted him. Darby says in 2013 he turned in a movie and film school and then rejected it, so he dropped out instead of changing anything. They just gave him the balls to become a pro wrestler and said he went from Darby Allin, but won't change a simple thing. Allen says everybody in the company is on Twitter complaining. It says MJF no, he would do if he doesn't give me a one-time match. He said he'll just go complain on Twitter. Then he said he's kidding. He'll just be up MJF. So MJF gets Manta's sunglasses, shows the black eyes. Gets all three. McClellan McFall, Guevara posing a new girl in 7 months. Guevara said that's funny coming from MJF since his fiance left them. MJF brings how they all have Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, Jericho, Guevara, and Sting, Darby Allin. And I like him. He doesn't need to be rolling AEW's daddy daycare. And Jeff admits they are the pillars, but he's the only pillar that can keep the place up, and he's beaten all of them in singles competition, which it is true. Because he beat Jungle Boy back at Double Nothing 2020, Darby Allin at Full Gear 2021. And then he beat Guevara at the last Daly's place before they went back on the road. Excuse me. And so this is the Edge's World title. MJF says they have to leave now since they weren't fighting. He's going to eat his cake, which he deserves. So MJF applied faces Jungle Boy. So Perry attacks from behind. Guevara and Darby brawled. And MJF, as they were scuffing, they push MJF off the for the cake table, which at ringside to close that segment. Do we see a footage of Chris Jericho earning his own Chris Jericho way, which was his childhood tree? And back to that opening segment that was actually great. I can actually see that being on Double or Nothing, the 4-way pillar match. So we go our first match of the evening. I actually liked how Dynamite did 4 matches on this episode instead of the normal 5 or 6. So we got the Blackpool Combat Club, we got Jon Moxley, Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli, in the Period Chamber where Yuta go against Dark Order's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson along with Hangman Page. So Yuta and Ubu starts the match off. Right away, Uno knocks down Yuta, and they go into the corner exchange chops. Blackpool Combat Club takes all turns taken in and out. Working on Uno and Yuta start exchanging blows till Yuta goes and knocks down Hangman Page, followed by Uno makes a hot tag to Stu Grayson, who goes after the Blackpool Club, including Meteor to Claudio Castagnoli. Grayson goes at it with Claudio. As he left on, Claudio gets out and tosses Grayson to the outside where he follows him. Blackpool combo cut, triple chain with Grayson, hits a spike power driver on the floor. So we go to pitcher and pitcher. So we come back from pitcher and pitcher. Moxley's on the attack and hits Grayson with another power driver for a 2 count. Heyman Page finally gets the hot tag and tags all the members of Blackpool Combo Club, including the left arm later to Yuta. Uno tags and hits a senton on Yuta as both teams start going at it. Page and Moxley were left in the ring. They had a face-off for exchanging blows. Page tries to go for the buckshot Larry, but Moxley tries Paul Turner, so Yuta knocks Hangman out with the ring bell. Dark Order checks on Page, and then they start brawl. They go at it inside the ring with Claudio and John Moxley, but Yuta runs it and helps his brethren. Hits a chop block on Uno. Stu fights off Yuta before diving over top onto Claudio. Uno hits a paradigm shift on Moxley, followed by a dive from Grayson for a 2 count. They fatality on Moxley, go for the cover, but Yuta broke up at the last second. Claudio takes in him and Moxley double team Grayson till Moxley puts a rated on Stu Grayson until he taps out for the submission win at 13 minutes and 26 seconds. This was actually a fun opener. I give this 7 out of 10. And by the way, after this Dynamite ends, since we're done with Stu Grayson, he has re-signed with AEW, so congratulations. Finally, Stu is back with AEW. That this was the first of 2, but I'll get to this. Well, technically, the first. Well, since we're done with Stu Grayson, it's the second signing. I'll talk about the first one in a second. So after the match, Bob will come and continue to tag Uno before John Silver now started to make the save. Then we do a video package of Juice Robinson with highlights from last week where he laid out Ricky Starks. Then he asked Ricky what he's going to do about getting beat up. He won Jack Daly squad about it. Honestly, I find Juice kind of annoying, to be honest with you. Then we go our second match for our first of 3 title matches. This is the TBS title Jade Cargill defense again in an open challenge. So the whack ass Canadian, as she put it, is Nicole Matthews. She wrestles like in the Indies. She was in ECWA in there in Vancouver. So this was really a match. Honestly, you probably could have skipped this. This went 43 seconds. Basically, Jade dared her to punch her, so she did that. So Cargill hits the pump kick in the Jade for the quit. Like I said, 43 seconds to retain the TBS title. So after the match, Renee Paquette comes in and asks Jade what kind of competition she's looking for. As Cargill gets right in Renee's face and asks, is she from Canada? So Cargill grabs the microphone from her as Renee's leaving the ring, and she asks if all Canada to offer. All of a sudden, we hear Taya Valkyrie makes her way to the ring. Taya and Cargill face to face before Layla Gray gets in between them. As Jade was about to leave, Layla Gray goes out the factory, but she gets light with the road to Valhalla, which was technically her move before Jade used it, which technically Beth Phoenix had it, but not the point. So Taya Valkyrie is actually part of the AEW roster now. Spoiler, her and Rosemary lost the non-cast titles last night in Impact. But I'm glad Taya Valkyrie has signed with her. And I think if it's not Chris Down, I think Taya Valkyrie should take the TBS title off of this, but I'm looking forward to this match, actually. Then we go backstage. Tony Schiavone is for Ricky Starks. He asks about Juice Robinson's comments. Starks is Juice is jealous because he's getting attention, deserves it, and Bullet Club hasn't been around since 2015. Starks says you think he would know about getting involved with the groups, but challenges to bring it any time and any place. Then we go to QTV, which is basically a parody of TMZ, where we have QT Marshall, the new TNT champ Powerhouse Hobbs, Aaron Solo, Harley Cameron Arjun, and a few other people. They show footage of Orioles' car getting broken into. A real Solo, Hobbs ends up by holding the TNT title. It says Will's World. It's Will's World. Then now it's to be a TNT title open challenge on the St. Patrick's Day episode of Rampage. I'll get to who accepted it after. Then we go to our third match. We had the international title on the line. It was called the All Atlantic title, but it's no longer that. It's now the international title. So Orange Cassidy is defending against Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett starts the match in command, but he keeps on strut before doing a parody of Orange Cassidy with his case for his go to break. Oh, by the way, the TBS title match, I give that one out. You could actually skip that match, honestly. Then after the break, we see Saddam Singh flying Cassidy back in the ring. Jarrett puts on a sharpshooter before Cassidy puts his own sharpshooter. Honestly, Cassidy's was not a good one. Before Jarrett grabs the bottom rope with assist from Saddam Singh and Sanjay Dutt. Jarrett puts on a sleeper hold, but he's able to counter out with some help on the outside. Then he locks in a figure 4. Then we get both men trading punches at each other. Then the referee gets knocked out. The referee Bryce Rember's getting knocked by him, but after Cassidy hit him by accident, Jeff Jarrett's about to use a guitar, but here comes another referee. This time it's Aubrey Edwards. She runs over to stop him. Cassidy goes to use a guitar, but Saddam takes it away from him. So Cassidy pulls an Eddie Guerrero spot. He taps Aubrey on the shoulders and he pretends he got hurt. So Aubrey directs both Singh and Dutt as Bryce Remsburg was about to get back up. Orange tried to go for the orange punch, but Jarrett distracted the referee as it's happening. Jay Lethal runs over and knocks him out with the Golden Globe. Then he tries to go for the cover, but trying to grab the cover. Trent Barrett takes him out. Jarrett went for the cover for a 2 count. Cassidy goes for the orange punch, but his knee gives out, so Cassidy runs another stroke and then hits the orange punch for the win at 13 minutes and 36 seconds. Honestly, I give this 4 out of 10. I couldn't get into this match at all. I was not a big fan of it. I'm glad Orange Cassidy retained the international title. Then we see a music video from the Acclaimer Matt Cass with the fans and getting the AEW tag team titles back. Then there comes the Outcast. That's Ruby Soho, Tony Storm, and Soraya. With their own theme music and graphics, Ruby Soho starts talking about how the grass used to be greener to a couple B words. I'm not going to, they used the bathroom all over it. I'm going to keep this PG. Soraya says how these broken B words say it's their house and the fans should be kissing the ground as they walk without them. There wouldn't be a division. Soraya calls them a miracle and doesn't expect anything less from a net bare stinky T word. I'm not going to say it either until Tony's going to take over. She did get fined for that, by the way, for using that word. Storm talks about nobody appreciates when she was the interim women's champion. She was interim, but then they put her as officially women's title. Braun says Gumbo will not go Riho Breaker and the one shame Jamie Hayter. And speaking of Hayter and Breaker, the Hayter's music hits and they both run down the ring. Baker's about to take over her belt, but Stray and Storm attack them. 3-2 attack. Storm hits a Storm here on Hayter. And then here comes Riho, Nightingale, and Sky Blue around and make the save. And that statement wasn't a bad statement at all. Then we go backstage to JS's Angel Parker and Matt Menard, who talk about the Acclaim's music video and keeps how they love rap music and serve a Tony Award. They bring up how the Acclaim ignored their challenge and tells them to tune in the Rampage to see how they're the enemy of sports entertainment. Then we go to our main event. We have the Triple Threat Trios title match. We have the new champs, the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews. Defense against the Elite, Winnipeg's own Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Jericho Bridge Society's Winnipeg's own Chris Jericho, Steven Guevara, and Daniel Garcia. King and Guevara start the match, Brody tossing Sammy around until Chris Jericho tags him, and then Malachi Black did get tagged in, but Kenny Omega tagged himself in, so we had a face-to-face, as this was the first one Jericho may have faced in the ring since Double or Nothing 2019. So they go to face-to-face for House of Black attacks, and then we go to pitcher-in-pitcher. After the break, Jericho hits a backbreaker on Malachi Black for a 2 count. Guevara and Daniel Garcia double team Malachi until Nick Jackson takes himself in and takes out both Guevara and Garcia. Nick got caught by Buddy Matthews on the outside, tosses him right into Malachi in a knee strike. Omega takes and he hits a crossbody off the top of the Buddy Matthews. So all three teams are in it. They hit offense on each other, including snap drag from Omega to Matthews. Jericho stops him from doing the V-trigger and the locks from the walls of Jericho. Young Bucks broke it up with super kicks before hitting super kicks to everybody as well. But Brody King stops them with a double lariat as we go to another commercial break. We come back for another break. Jericho and Omega going at it. Jericho goes spilling to the outside where Omega hits the Terminator dive. Sorry. So go back inside the ring. We see Jericho, the Canadians, Jericho and Omega. They double team, hit a double suplex on the Brody King off the middle rope. Jericho follows up with a code breaker to Omega, which got a 2.5 count. Then we cut to the backstage. It looks like the parking lot area. We see Dark Horse, Reynolds, and Silver, and him and Pitch over the Blackpool Club. Were brought as Caliber mentioned that Evil was sent to the hospital, so Stu Grayson went with them. That's why they weren't there. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so I do apologize for the coughing. They're going at it again. When Guevara hits a shooting star press on Matt Jackson. House of Black triple teams Chris Jericho. Brody King hits him with the Dante's Inferno, but Omega broke it up at the very last second. Jericho takes out King with Floyd the baseball bat as Guevara hits a shooting star press on the outside to everybody else. Brody kicks out at the attempt. After 2, Malachi takes out Jericho with the black mass. They triple team Garcia and King. Brody hits him with the Dante's Inferno for the win to retain the trios title at 21 minutes and 44 seconds. This was actually an excellent main event. I give this one 8 out of 10. So then after the match, here comes Jake Hager. He gets down and gets tapped by House of Black. As for a fine Blackpool Combo Club, him and Page and Dark Order run down. They join as well. As Blackpool Combo Club confront Page, he's backed by the Elite, who seems confused as he's caught in the middle of the close of this week's Dynamite. This was a great Dynamite. This was, especially in the Winnipeg debut. I'm glad Taya got signed. Same with Stu Grayson. That was after the show with Stu Grayson was announced. He was signed back. The only 2 matches I recommend checking is the opener and the main event. The international title wasn't too bad. I'm glad Jeff Jarrett's not the champion. So then I'll run down the shows for next week, and then I'll talk about the Ring of Honor stuff. So this tonight on Rampage is St. Patrick's Day edition episode. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. So it has a special start time at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Where I'm from, it would be 12:30 in the morning, so that could be Saturday. So we have Powerhouse will defend the team title against Ray Phoenix. So if I were to make her in-ring debut for AEW against Eva Lawless, excuse me, Jericho Bridge Society's Matt Menard and Angel Parker of JAS go against the Bollywood Boys as Groove and Harv Shira, or known as the Singh Brothers in WWE. And 1/3 of the trios champions, Brody King, goes one with Daniel Garcia. So Monday's Dark Elevation, spoilers. Sky Blue goes with Taryn from Accounting. Jake Hager goes against Adam Knight. MSR goes so Sager. Brand Cutfish, Jason Jeager. I don't know if I'm saying that right, so I do apologize. Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, and Cassidy of the Firm are in trios action against Sebastian Mo Jabbar in Massive Damage. And another Proven Ground match, we have Bring Love, which I think is Taylor Rising. John Cena and Alpha of Dark Order go against Tony Nese, Divines in tag team action. And naturally limitless, that's Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee go against Jesse Fee and Levi Knight. And so far, made for next week's Dynamite, we have a non-title, no disqualification match. FTW Chamber Hook go against Stokely Hathaway. More matches will be announced for Dynamite on tonight's Rampage. So that was Dynamite. Now I'm just going to run down the Ring of Honor stuff super quick. So we had episode 3 last night. We had 10 matches. So the opening match, we had a Proving Ground match. Willie Mack had to either win or survive, outlast a 10-minute time limit to get a world title match. So Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli defeated Willie Mack 7 minutes 13 seconds. Dante Martin defeating Mike Bennett 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Blake Christian and Metalik, also known 30s Green Metalik or Mascara Dora, defeating our Divine Slim J of the Trustbusters 8 minutes and 51 seconds. Eddie Kingston defeated GSK 2 minutes and 34 seconds. In our second program, this is the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. I think defeating High 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Silas Young defeated Marcus Cross 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Ring of Honor 6-man tag teams. Also, we had the Embassy, Colin, Brian Cage, and Toya Loyona. They were retaining against Don Castle and the boys, Brandon and Brent Tate, 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Trisha Dora defeating Master and Rain, 5 minutes and 14 seconds. Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal defeat the Outrunners, True Magnum and Turbo Floyd, 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Excuse me. And the main event for the PR title, where Yuta retaining against Clark Connors, 9 minutes and 56 seconds. Then after the match, Yuta issued an open check, making a challenge to Kashira Shibata. So next week, so that was episode 3. So next week, episode 4, the match we have confirmed. As of right now, we have Sky Blue versus Lady Frost, Mark Briscoe versus Tony Nese, Darius Martin versus Matt Taven, Shane Taylor versus Silas Young, Aussie Open Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher go against Christian and Matt Sydal, and GSK R Device Slim J of the Trustbusters go against Blake Christian, Metalik, and AR Fox. So 6 matches. So that'll be the March 26th episode, and I imagine the March 23rd. My apologies, March 23rd. And I imagine the March 30th will probably be the other matches that was taped on February 26th. So that was Ring of Honor stuff, guys. That's AEW Weekly Wrap-Up. I'll be back next week. Have a good day, guys, and stay safe.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.